What's up, everybody? So this is going to be a quick intro to a very long video, kind of diving into what an entire week looked like for me. I didn't video quite everything, but this is week one of my off season. I'm probably going to do one video per week. I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes with these videos being longer, if you guys enjoy those more, if they're getting more views and stuff like that. I'm going to try to see what fits best for me as well, posting more often or just one video per week with the off-season work and how things are going. So I'll talk through things as I play the video. You'll get to see a little bit of everything. So hope you guys enjoy this. Give me a thumbs up if you do like it, and leave me some comments, what you want to see more of or less of. So pause it if you like, and you can kind of scroll through and see this is what the actual work looked like, but we're going to give you the video, at least one set of everything. So I've been doing the athletic-based prep is kind of what I've called it, and basically it's anywhere from 2, 3 to up to like 8 different exercises that I'm doing in a timed like 10 to 15 minutes in the beginning of my workout. And what that is what you're seeing right here. There's basically no rest, rotating through things, either 1, 2, or 3 sets of everything based off how things are feeling, what I want to hit a little bit more, how things like feel with like warming up or not. Like, do I feel warmed up enough in XYZ movement that I'm going through that day? Do I feel like things are firing? Am I working through some soreness or some stiffness, working through ranges of motion, loosening things up, and or doing explosive type stuff? As you see here, I've started reincorporating a dumbbell snatch. I've very rarely done these in training. I did them actually again tonight for the second week and really enjoyed them. They're a little bit different, and it's going to feel kind of like that weight over bar pull as close as possible. There's nothing great. I mean, obviously it'd be better if I could throw the dumbbell up in the air, but this is a 70-pound dumbbell comparatively to the 56. I'm just going to kind of push these, nothing too crazy. I kind of tried to keep a plyo in, so here's a vertical to a broad jump. Keeping a plyo in that athletic-based warm-up, some sort of med ball throw, some landmine stuff, some kettlebell stuff, just a variety of random movements is the way I could describe it. Here's a glute focus squeeze on a light reverse hyper. As you notice, there's not a lot of real swing with it. And then the main focus right now for me going through the end of the year is going to be pushing my front squat and my sumo deadlift are kind of what my goals are. I'm using some velocity to kind of track some things. As you see, this is recorded with the velocity in the background. Just kind of dipping the toes back in. I haven't front squatted in, it might be close to a year consistently, or at least over 6 months. It had to have been the early 2022. So if not further out than that. So just trying to kind of test the waters again. As you see, there's a minimal belt being the breath belt on this day. And same with the sumo deadlifts. I haven't done them religiously in some time. Really feel work in the hips. And if I see this set, I could really improve my T-spine positioning as well. And then as a finisher on this day, I did a lot of posterior chain. I did a light kettlebell swing. This is a 53-pound kettlebell, I think. 10 reps of that, and then a sandbag carry, very light once again, just dipping the toes back in, 100-pound sandbag, EMOM, so down and back within a minute. And so I think I sped this up at some point. If not, sorry, excuse me, I'm yawning while recording this. I guess I didn't speed it up. But this is what it looked like, 10-minute EMOM on this as a finisher to hit the posterior chain. Felt good after this day one. And I didn't do any actual throwing on this day. It's been super wet outside. But that was day one. So let's roll into, like I said, I've got the entire week here. And yeah, I'm not going to show you any more of this. Another quick pause and you can watch this next workout. A little bit of pull-ups, shoulders, abs, and then some cardio with some stairs. 10 minutes of stairs up and down with air pack and hose bundle. And I'm going to have you pause for the next day as it was just a workout. I recorded nothing at the next 5 minutes. So on day 3, I have no footage, and this is my bench day, just touching it again at the firehouse. And then we move into day 4, which was a primary day of muscle snatch and sumo deads after some throwing. So got some 1-turns in for the first time in the off season. So we'll kind of take you through it. The warm-up prep work with some walking lunges there. And then some react jumps. I did 3 different variations here. A banded for a triple, some dumbbells for a triple, and a body weight to a bench for a triple. So good to have Cody in the gym to bounce some ideas off of. Cody's the trainer over at the gym now, and he trains for golf and long drive, as well as just being an overall athlete. And being a rotational athlete, rotational sport, we do a lot of training that is very similar, so we bounce ideas off of one another on how to do XYZ, how to implement things, how to program things. So we both enjoy this like athletic prep work and doing stuff where it's unique and different and challenging just for the sake of challenging the body to move in a certain way. And that's an example of this movement right here is a rotational kettlebell armbar. This is a 35-pound kettlebell, and Cody actually recommended I go up heavier, probably like 50 pounds for myself, to challenge the shoulder stability, and it would actually, like, I'd get more out of it. I just wanted to start light the first time ever doing the movement. But it was kind of really cool and fun to be able to get some in-person coaching on a new movement that instead of me just trying to figure out on myself, like this first set was kind of a little weird for me knowing what I was goal of feeling. So it was cool. Cody came over and gave me a little bit of like in-person coaching on the next set, kind of cued me a couple things differently and adjusted some things differently on how to perform the reps. So these are really not the prettiest or most perfect reps right here, so take it with a grain of salt. Gotten a lot of feedback on this attachment for the landmine, and these actually on video look like they move a lot faster, but the attachment's from Pure Motion. It's called the Omega attachment, giving some different feel with the landmine. Liking it so far, so we'll see. Really funny first throw out with the strap on the 49-pound weight for distance one turns. It stuck and went nowhere. And so the first couple were some good warm-ups, and I think I took 10 total throws and worked pushing out the back, pushing like if we're looking at clock facing and the clock is straight ahead, it's 12 o'clock. I was really trying to push towards 4 o'clock and really push around in the back and work that part of the sector. I still want to see some improvement with the right foot at the front. That's going to be a cue and something I'm really going to try to work on this offseason because it's been a bad problem. It needs to land and rotate. There's some great throwers that do that, and mine lands and sticks there. It does hold me back a little bit. It's not the be-all, end-all, I don't think, but I would like to see that foot rotate and allow myself to land and rotate into a power position instead of that right foot sticking there at the front. But all in all, first time doing one turns in a very long time and knocking the rust off for a couple weeks off with the off season. I was happy with how the day went. Then did muscle snatches. I think for 4s, it was like 5 sets of 4, like with a minute rest. Kind of a little bit of conditioning here and not trying to kill myself with the heavy weights and the Olympic lifts right off the bat. And then some pause sumo deadlifts, a little heavy probably being week 1. Considering I just sumo deadlifted only a couple days prior, about 3 or 4 days prior. I need to be careful with the frequency and jumping into very higher, like a higher frequency deadlifting and front squatting and not destroying my body. As I start week 2 right now, as I'm recording this, it's not the end of the world. I'm definitely feeling it, but I'm okay so far with things being light. Now, I've never used this bar for a higher volume. I've only used it a couple times in this setting, the kettlebell far setting, which I think is one of the, if not the best assistance exercises for the squat there is, especially with the specialty bar. I've never tried it for reps, so this was, instead of doing leg extensions, did some squats with it. Moving into day 5, I think it was a day off. Day 6 was a front squat success-free day at the firehouse, and then day 7 was some back work at the gym. So here's some front squats. It was 225 for a 5x5 with about a minute rest or 90 seconds on the 92nd. Just working depth, range of motion, and just comfort with front squatting again. So that's why it's not very heavy in the grand scheme. And then moving into the final day of the week, day 7, it was basically just some back accessory work, having fun with a little bodybuilding, quote unquote, in the off season. Started with the athletic-based circuit. It is raining on and off this day. I was not going to go try to throw hammer in the rain. So just got my hammer wands with the 22 in the gym. Not going very hard with these. Obviously, I don't want to let go and throw it through the wall at the gym. Just, once again, kind of a knocking the rust off week 1 before we start trying to change some things up and do some different things. And I'm yawning recording this, excuse me. It's getting late for me. Some different med ball tosses, so a little bit relaxed on the eccentric or the wind up, and then only focusing on accelerating through the throw hard. This is with an 8-pound ball. I've been doing a lot of lighter weight balls, throws, working on just pure velocity. We went to some easy depth jumps, so not trying to over jump on these, not trying to be like super fast off the ground, just kind of getting the knees accustomed to landing and jumping again. Just what is it, like an eyedropper effect. I'm trying to give myself a bunch of little doses with things. I'm not trying to just pour a bunch on myself all at once. And then one of my favorite core exercises to hit is to stir the pot. Hit this, I think I did 8 per side, 10 per side, something like that. Before I got into the main work on the back day, which started with pull-ups, we did 3 sets of each exercise. I had pull-ups, cable rows, lat pull-downs, and straight arm pull-downs. So you'll see 1 set of each of those coming up. The pull-ups were in neutral grip on the day. Oh, and I forgot, I actually did the landmine. I see it sitting there in the background, and boom, here it is, the uppercut. Went a little higher volume on this today than I have been doing, so I haven't pushed the weight yet on this movement. Still trying to get used to the movement and how I want to coordinate it. It's kind of a movement that I'm using to challenge the body to perform a movement with a weird coordination. And then to finish out this video, yes, some boring back work. But I had some fun doing it. Kind of a bodybuilding off-season day, just extra work. I did feel it the next day while I'm recording this, doing my front squats. So sets of 8 on pull-ups, sets of 10 on cable rows, sets of 12 on the lat pull-down, and sets of 15 on the straight arm pull-down. So 12 total sets for the lat work on the day. Just some extra lat work. I had hit McGill pull-ups earlier in the week. So if you've watched this far, you obviously really do care about how my training looks and how things are put together. If you have any deeper questions, please reach out, find me on social media, shoot me a message, whatever you get a hold of me, ask me your questions. I can coach you if you want. We can always talk about doing stuff like that. But if you do like it and listen to this far, I can't believe it. It's a long video, and that's why I'm not sure if this is how I'm going to do things. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me some comments on what you want to see more of, less of, etc. And yeah, this is the start of the off season leading into my first pro Highland game season. So I'll leave that with you there at the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in this long. Have a great day. Go out, train, kill it, throw far. You're going